Hey everybody, this is Woodward Guy here today, and for our 19th helmet of the month, we're actually looking at 3 different helmets, but they're also the same, and we'll go into detail why. Today we're looking at the Bulgarian M36 helmet, but we have 3 different models of the M36. We have the A, B, and C. Real quick, I apologize, I only have 2 of these stands, so I had to use a makeshift stand there. That's why it's a lot shorter. But on with the video. Now, I do have a separate video explaining the specific differences between the model A, B, and C, and I'll definitely post a link in the description as well as an end screen at the end of the video. But I will go into quick, small details about the difference in models. So as the name suggests, in 1936, the Bulgarians adopted this helmet. Now, the first helmets, which were the Model A's, were actually developed in Czechoslovakia and Germany. It wasn't until, I think, around 1940 when Bulgaria finally got their own machinery to be able to produce their own helmets. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any World War II configuration helmets, as the Bulgarians used these helmets up until I think the late 90s, if not even the early 2000s, for certain reserve troops. So as you can suspect, every World War II helmet they came across, they happily converted them for post-war standards, which is what I have in front of me. But that does not make them any less interesting. As you can see, we have quite a variety of color on the helmets. This one on the left is sort of a dark olive green. This one's sort of a, honestly, puke green. While this one right here is sort of a forest green. So of course they widely varied in their green colors. Now this one here is a Model A. Real quick, the difference on the Model A versus the other one is that the edges are rolled over, and you have 4 split pins to hold the liner on the inside. Here we have a Model B, which was first produced in I think 1940, and they only produced them until around 1941, 1942. The difference between the B and the A is now the edge is not rolled, it is raw, and the liner can either hold 4 split pins or 3 split pins, such as this one has only 3. And then the Model C is similar to the B, as it is a raw edge and it's not rolled, but the liner system is different. You can see we do not have these large split pins. Instead, it is held by smaller split pins, as we will see in better detail on the inside. Looking at the Model A, here we have a good post-war example of the liner. This is an early post-war example. The main liner is very similar to the wartime liner. As with the tongues, you can see the 3 holes with one in the middle to connect the drawstring. But you can see they have a padding at the bottom of the shell to help with comfort. Although wearing it for a long time, it proves not to be too comfortable, as something resting on top of your head is not as comfortable as if it was sort of spread around the entire head. The chin strap is just a simple leather chin strap with the typical buckle, nothing too special there. And something to note is these helmets normally lack markings. I've never seen a Bulgarian helmet with any manufacturer markings, date markings, or even size markings. Sizing and so on would normally be on the liner, but never on the shell, at least from what I've seen. On the inside of the Model B helmet, you have a liner that the Bulgarians mostly typically used during the Cold War. Simple liner with 8 tongues, 4 on each side. Now this one's very interesting because it has actually some markings. On the back here you have what translates to the 33rd Infantry Regiment. And then here, according to someone who watched the past video on these helmets, was explaining to me that this would stand for Private Marinov. So this is really cool, it really shows personality to the helmet. This makes it a lot more unique because it is personalized. And then on the top you have another simple leather chin strap with a simple buckle. Again, nothing too fancy. And then here we have the Model C. Now this one's in poor condition, as about 3 tongues are ripped out of the liner for whatever reason. And the whole liner is sort of this green spray paint color. It's very interesting, definitely a helmet that did not have the best shelf life. But it is still really cool, and still is a nice helmet to have. So this is very similar to the Model A liner, as we can see there, just without the dome, the padded dome at the bottom. Again, the chin strap is a simple chin strap with buckle, nothing too special there. But you can see how the liner is attached here. You can see these small rivets are held onto this sort of springs. This helps to disperse the shock if you were to get hit in the head, rather than it having a sort of direct impact. It kind of bounces around, which is what you want. And before we continue, a lot of Bulgarian helmets will have the tricolor shield on the right side of the helmet. So you can see this is for Bulgaria, white, green, and red. Not all of them do, but a lot of them do, if that makes any sense. So as you can see, this one has it, but my other two don't. I don't know if these were early post-war then quickly abandoned. I don't quite know there. There's not too much information that I can find. Now, before I conclude the video, I realized I didn't even explain the shell shape. As you can see, they resemble very, very close to the German helmets, except a little bit more round. You have the dome, which covers the main portion of your head, and you can see there's a skirt that goes down to your ears and protects the back of your neck as well. The Bulgarians opted for these large air vent lugs, although for why they're so large, I don't know. There's no practical reason for it. At this point, it's just a cosmetic reason. These helmets, I would suspect, were very good in protection as they cover the ears and the neck, and they cover your head, but they still give you a good view of everything. There's nothing blocking your peripheral vision. Now, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, write a comment, share, and subscribe. But besides that, you guys have a great day.